What's going on, guys? Appreciate you tuning back in on this nice Sunday afternoon. Hope everyone's weekend is going well. What we're going to do today in this video is just go over the markets a little bit, kind of talk about some Bitcoin technical analysis, some questions that I've been getting asked in the Discord channel, regarding the volume, regarding the MACD, the bullish signals that we're seeing, where are we going? This 24-hour volume is pretty much grinded to a halt, and, myself included, what's going to happen? Where are we going to go? And so I'm going to give a couple different outcomes that we could be seeing in the near future. And then before I jump into the TradingView stuff, I wanted to make a quick announcement. Tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to be doing a live sort of Q&A and profit trailer feeder app settings folder discussion. So basically, we're going to be, myself and a few moderators from the Discord are going to be in my Discord channel on the voice chat line, and we're going to be going over how to create a app settings folder for PT Feeder from scratch. And we're going to be answering questions if you have more technical stuff regarding PT Feeder. I think it's going to be a really good overview tutorial to give people a better idea of how PT Feeder can actually help your profit trailer portfolio. So that's what we're going to be doing at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I might be doing a live stream on YouTube to kind of help visualize everything we're talking about, but join the Discord. All of the information's in there, and we'll be hammering that out tonight. So setting profit trailer and PT Feeder aside, like I said, the market, we're definitely seeing some green. Obviously we had some big bounces in a lot of these coins. IOTA, EOS, freaking Bitcoin Cash is popping off right now at 8.39%. But you're looking at this 24-hour volume on Bitcoin and you're saying, well, how is the price still rising? And if we go into the daily candles, you can see that this volume is definitely tapering off, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 daily candles in the green. And so what is happening? And then a lot of people are talking about this MACD, and we're seeing a bullish reversal here, a bullish signal down in here. And basically we'll go over what the MACD actually is for anyone who is not familiar. And I do this in my profit trailer and PT Feeder videos. We just go over to Investopedia and I'll just give you the explanation. So the moving average convergence divergence, or the MACD, is a trend following momentum indicator that shows the relationship between two moving averages of prices. So the MACD is calculated by subtracting the 26-day exponential moving average from the 12-day exponential moving average. A 9-day EMA of the MACD, called the signal line, is then plotted on top of the MACD. So basically, this 9-day EMA line is calculated based on the 26-day minus the 12-day EMA. And it's pretty simple. All of us are familiar. If you're using profit trailer, PT Feeder, using my settings, I use the EMA gain as my buying strategies. And basically it's very similar. So you're familiar with the EMAs, how they work. And this is pretty similar to that in the sense, you have a fast EMA and a slow EMA. And you're looking for these crossover points, both bullish and bearish. So up here we had a bearish crossover, and obviously on the daily charts, when you see that, you're looking at this insane negative price action of negative 28% or so. And on the bullish side, we saw a bullish reversal over here, a bullish crossover point, and you saw a nice price increase all the way up to the top of about 52% or so. And so generally speaking, that's why I like to use the daily MACD, just purely because it works. And when you back test it, you can see all of these places where you had this bullish crossover. Right in here, you had one. And if you can keep holding, obviously in here, if you bought up in here, that was, you took a nice loss in this area. But if you're just using the MACD, you definitely wouldn't have purchased in this area. So, you can use this all sorts of different ways. You can see how high it got up in whatever this was, December, back when we hit the 20,000 mark. That was pretty wild. The MACD just ballooned up to the top. And we saw a pretty significant bearish reversal crossover point in here. And that was right about in this situation. And just look how the MACD protected you. If you would have sold right at that bearish reversal, you would have been not partaking in probably a lot of this stuff. So what does this mean for us? Where's Bitcoin going? Now, with the volume tapering off the way it is, I think that there's a couple possibilities. This bullish reversal doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to skyrocket forever. What it could do is it could kind of peter out in somewhere in here, take another dip down, and then the true MACD bullish reversal will jump in. Exactly what happened in this scenario right in here. So as you can see, we had somewhat of a bullish signal coming in, and that was right about in here, which would have been a pretty bad buying opportunity because as you can see, it ended up only jumping up about 2 or 3%, and then it kind of petered out. So it was more of a bear trap in that situation where, you know, the signals were there, but it just kind of didn't work out. It didn't pan out the way we wanted it to. So then you saw again at a later date, few days later, you saw the real MACD bullish signal, and it launched us up about 52%. And so my thought is this is possible. This is a probable outcome for me, just purely based off of the MACD. And what we'll do is we'll go into the 4-hour to give a little bit better explanation of what I'm talking about. So if we look here, we can see, and we go back quite a ways, we can draw some rough trend lines right on top of the MACD, and we can get an idea of this wedge that's forming, and this goes right back to the volume. And granted, these aren't perfectly drawn, they're just quick, but what we tend to see when we get near an apex, and I've talked about this in the past, we tend to see the volume kind of grind to a halt. And what I can envision here is a bit of bearish volume because we've seen 4 green days in a row. And this, granted, this is on the 4-hour time period, but we've seen 4 green candles in a row, and we're about to retest this upper resistance line on the MACD. And we've tested this thing all the way since back in December. And we've tested this maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be like the 6th time we've tested this rough resistance line on the MACD. And the same thing goes for the underside here on this support line. We've tested this a few times, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe we'll test it again for a 5th time. And that is when the real MACD reversal will occur. And I'm not, I'm no fortune teller. This is just what I'm looking at from purely a MACD point of view. So what I'm seeing here is even if we look on this a little closer in, we're kind of seeing this play out already. We're kind of seeing this faster EMA start to reverse in the downward direction, pretty darn close to where this upper resistance line is. And I can kind of see this happening where we do end up coming maybe a little bit closer down this way before we see a real bullish MACD crossover point, especially on the 4-hour candles. And then if we go back to the 1 day, that would play out pretty much the way that we're expecting it to, right? So we would kind of expect this to teeter out in somewhere in here and then kind of do a nice bounce, and we'll see the real bulls come back into the market once the volume and once all of the sellers have been flushed out. So that is kind of my outlook on the MACD. That's really all I'm going to get into. It's not too technical. I know it's pretty simple, so I apologize if you're more of a experienced trader. I just wanted to make this video because there's a lot of people talking about it in the Discord. If you're not already in the Discord channel, join up and join in on that call tonight. We're going to do the PT feeder app settings overview. So that'll be really good. We're going to talk all profit trailer and PT feeder settings tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will catch you all tonight on the call. I'll catch you later.